The time has come. Stage is almost set. Drivers finishing their warm-up now for the first Duel race here tonight. Season 3 officially about to be underway. Who will win it tonight? 2 duels on the line. 20 drivers apiece. Who will claim the first victory in Duel 1 and give themselves an incredible starting position for the 500? We are just a few short minutes away of figuring out who the lucky person will be after the race is completed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NARAS Cup Series. As always, my name is Tyler Jones here for Asphalt Racing Network, and we are going to be giving you live coverage tonight of Duel 1 and Duel 2 with a commercial break in between. So don't go anywhere after we interview our Duel 1 winner, because Duel 2 will be running right after on the same place, same night, same stream. Speaking of stream, our schedule is looking pretty good so far. All those 3 on the top left are our preseason races. The Duel is the finisher of the preseason. Then we move into the Daytona 500 for the inaugural Season 3 run here for the NARAS Cup Series. After that, we will go to Hot Atlanta, the 2008 version of Atlanta, Las Vegas for 6, then Phoenix, Bristol, Kansas, and Richmond. So week 17 and 18 is going to be the Charlotte All-Star Open and the Charlotte All-Star Race. Then we will go to the actual Charlotte track for the points race in week 19. And then, of course, finishing off our season on week 30 will be Nashville. Starting in the playoffs, round of 16 will be Chicagoland, North Wilkesboro, and Bristol. Round of 12 elimination will be Las Vegas, Martinsville, and Charlotte. Round of 8, which will decide the fate of the 4 drivers that make it to the championship race, will be Kansas, Phoenix, and Talladega. And one more time, the NARAS Cup Series goes back to Homestead, Miami for our 40th race, the last race of Season 3. But we have a long way to go until then, because that's all the way in December. If you are new here, welcome in. Make sure you drop a follow, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to also follow us on Twitch. We will have dual coverage of the NARAS Cup and Truck Series moving forward from the Daytona 500 until that last season race. So if you are familiar with Twitch and more comfortable, make sure to follow us and watch over there. If you still want to stay over here, we will be running same time, same place. Twitch on the left-hand side of the screen. If you were interested, we will be running the American Stock Car Racing League this Monday. That will start their inaugural season Monday at 9:05 Eastern for the green flag. Right time, ARCA and Truck Series Wednesday and Thursday, 9:05 roughly again for a green flag. And then, of course, the NARAS Cup and Truck Series. That is the Truck's inaugural Season 1 that will be dual streamed on Twitch and YouTube Fridays and Saturdays. 9:30 roughly will be your green flag. Well, I'm sorry, about 8:45. I had to update that graphic. If you are in chat, drop your driver picks. Not much time before we will have a Duel 1 winner. So make sure, if you already haven't, drop your picks in the chat. Go ahead and share the live to all your friends and family. 25 people in here right now. We appreciate you guys taking times out of your Saturday night, as always, to watch what these drivers love to do most. And, of course, what we love to do best as well. While these drivers are finishing up, we're going to go to a very quick commercial break. And we will be back in just a few short moments.
I think it should be you.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Let them on the field. Have some heart.
That if you want some kind of a good outcome, you're going to have to work hard for it. And if you don't work hard for something, you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
You're not only winning when things are going your way. You got to figure out how to win when things aren't going your way.
You know, when you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery, or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering, you know?
But you also have to disconnect, unplug average, and plug yourself into the mindset of a winner.
Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy.
Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better.
Your biggest enemy is you. My whole book is about you battling yourself. People don't understand it's you against you. The only person that gets in your way is you. Nobody else.
All cars on track. We are back. Grid is ready. Of course, you saw it the other night. J.J. Moore claimed the pole in the qualifying. He will start in first place. Corey Rainey to the outside. That is your Season 2 champion coming back once again to try to do it all over again. Carden Hansen in third, Owen Lax in fourth. Dylan Gross in line 3 with Jack Plyer on the outside. Line 4 is Nathan Hawks, Joshua Mason. Line 5, Jordan Fisher and Charlie Bennett. Line 6, Mark Morton and Tristan Pena, two teammates side by side. Jordan Naughton in line 7 with John Roetruck on the outside. Christopher Franz line 8 with Tyler Barnett on the outside. And in the back of the pack in 17th place is going to be Gage Burns. Time is set. Drivers are ready. Moments away from Duel 1 start. Pace lights are still on. A lot of anticipation here for the Season 3 start. It is going to be a really action-packed night here. We're going to have to pay attention. Duel 1 goes good. That means we might have some problems in Duel 2. If Duel 1 has a lot of wrecks, normally Duel 2 is a little cleaner. That's something it's a consistent pattern we've seen time in and time again. Will that be the case tonight? Will we possibly have 2 clean Duel races with no incidents to happen? Of course, a lot of the guys on the track are hoping for that second option. Clean racing, no accidents, good finishing positions. You know, finishing positions are really the name of the game here. You want to be in a high top spot. That is the way to really solidify your ticket to the 500. You'd want to qualify in. You want to make it in from the duel. We don't want to be the only car sitting out, which is an unfortunate situation, but someone will have to go home tonight if there are more than 40 cars on the field. Pace lights are officially off. As they pass the pit exit, going on to the backstretch this time. Drivers all ready. J.J. Moore at the head of the field for Parker Motorsports. Once again, if you haven't, go ahead and drop your picks to be the Duel 1 winner in the chat before we go green here. So no one can call you a front runner if you get it. Should see the guys pull in a lot of that gaps, stack up as much as possible. Number 5 is your control car this time on the lead. As soon as that green flag drops, these guys will be non-stop racing. Have to be wary, though. You don't want to blow up an engine. That could be another situation we see a lot of here tonight. Possible blown engines due to the tape and the draft. Pace car off now. Restart zone we go. Green flag now out. Lap 1 of the Duel 1 officially underway. JJ Moore still on the front of the field right now. Low lines getting the rhythm. Not many guys on the high side so far. Everybody really dialing it in. Not trying to run too crazy right now. Only one Toyota in the top 10. 3 Toyotas on the field. Chevy dominant field here tonight. 2 Fords. JJ has still held lead for the first whole lap of Duel 1. Not much maneuvering going on. Really looking to be single file racing as there's only 3 guys left in that high line and they are falling to the rear of the field. Top 5 right now still sits Moore, Hansen, Fisher, Bennett, and Pena. Fisher up 6 positions as well as Bennett so far. Pena up 7. Christopher Franz in the 31 sitting in 7th place is up 8 positions right now, makes that 9 that time. A lot of heavy movers so far to the front of the pack. JJ sitting in the front of the pack is going to have to worry about that gas strategy. Being in the lead, you don't have draft. You're creating the draft for the rest of the field. So he might burn off about 2 to 3 more laps of fuel than the rest of these drivers will tonight. The longer he stays in the front, the more damage it's going to do. But, of course, he doesn't have to worry about overheating. He is controlling the pace. He's controlling the entirety of that field. So as long as he stays up front and manages his tire wear, which shouldn't be a problem for 50 laps here, it's really going to be the fuel strategy. That's going to be the thing. You might see the leader jump off at some point in time. You see him go up there, pick up the teammate of Fisher, drags him to the front. Wonder if they're going to dive back low when clear. Jordan dives low. JJ goes with him. Teammates 1-2 right now. And speaking of teammates, Joshua Mason in the 88. He is currently in 8th place right now, sitting in the back, comfortable, cool, and calm. Not really worrying too much about his positioning on the field right now. Probably a gas and strategy run. Behind him, John Road Truck for RVR, Tyler Barnett, Jack Plyer, Corey Rainey himself. Dylan Gross, and of course Nathan Hawks with Mark Morton. They started in pits, did not want to be involved in the situation. Gage Burns by himself started in pits as well as the other 2 drivers in front. Probably a wise decision from some of those drivers, but you've got to wonder how much can that actually negatively affect the drivers. They're going to be out of the draft. They're going to be really far off pace. It could cost them a possible lap. But if they are able to pit good enough with the rest of the field, you might see them be able to make it up. A lot of cars squarely in the back end of the field right there. 3 wide. That is Tyler Barnett, Owen Laxon, I believe Joshua Mason. Little bit of contact back there with the 43 applier. Managed to not get a wreck. They're fighting 2 by 2 in the back end as they are losing a lot of time to the front. They're all single file up there. Last one in that pack is Carden Hansen. Only 6 cars in that top pack. Now Joshua Mason leading his own pack, but they are still 2 by 2 fighting in the rear of the field. That could hurt them in the long run. Lap 7 now just started. J.J. Moore still currently in the lead. He has led all 7 laps up to this point in time. Fisher behind him. That is the teammate and team owner. So we might not see too much of a fight. Of course, we still have a lot of laps to go. So I don't really think that Jordan would fight him pretty early on. But he definitely, most likely, will be blocking to keep his team 1-2. Keep that clean manufacturer air all together. 4 Chevys in the top 5 right now. One lone Toyota splits them. That being the 50 car, Steel City Racing's very own Tristan Pena. You're seeing it right now. They are slowly pulling away from that backpack even farther. They're now about 2.5 seconds back from the 7th place sitter, the 78 of Tyler Barnett. Not really much Barnett can do at this point in time. They are all single file now. They have only one more car from that front pack, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to gain as much time back as they possibly are expecting. But it still could work out in their favor. They're 2.2 seconds back now, so they're actually gaining a lot of time back up to that lead pack. They are only, let's see, maybe 1.7 seconds back from the 6th place sitter of Cardin Hansen, who was trailing the back of that pack, falling off a little bit more, having to get back in that draft. Top 5 right now, J.J. Moore, Fisher, Pena, Bennett, and France. Starting lap 10 that time by. While this rear pack needs to figure out what they need to do, we're going to check back in with them after we take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. We're going to go to non-stop side-by-side action.
no matter what happens. Good day, be in victory lane.
The after-jets are don't count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
What a victory this will be. Next flag is going to hit. Does he have enough? Let's go! A dominant performance. They're going to say no, baby. Let's go!
You got to earn this thing.
It is all on the table.
Welcome back from commercial break. Non-stop action you saw. We went back and forth from both packs. And as of right now, that second pack still losing a lot of time to this front pack. They are roughly back now by about 3.5 seconds to the back of the 31 of Christopher Franz, 26 Gage Burns, now a lap down, holding that draft with the high side field. Of course, JJ Moore still your leader at this point in time. JJ has done an fantastic job so far leading the laps. He's led 16 of 16 laps so far, and that's exactly where he started too, in first place. Going through the field, looking at their positions and start positions on the bottom of your screen. Jordan Fisher started in 9th, currently up to 2nd place so far within the top 5. Tristan Pena in the 50, started in 12th, currently up to 3rd. Charlie Bennett in 4th place, started in 10th. Carden Hansen in 5th, down 2 positions from where he started in 3rd place. Just outside of the top 5 is Christopher Franz in the 31. Started in 15th and has moved up 9 positions to sit in 6th place at this point in time. Then, of course, Gage Burns behind that field, a lap down right now. He started in 17th and is in 16th. Still has a lot to do to make that lap back up as he is still trailing the leaders of the field. Then going to the second pack on your screen right now, Joshua Mason in the 88 started in 8th and he's in 7th. Not too far off. Owen Lax behind in the 40. He started in 4th, is currently in 8th with a net loss of about 4 positions right now. Jack Plyer in 9th place. He's lost 3. Started in 6th, now currently in 9th. 78 of Tyler Barnett is up 6 positions from where he started in 16th place. That is the end of your top 10 drivers right there. Outside of the top 10 is Dylan Gross. Not too far behind in the number 1 machine. Started in 5th, and he is currently in 11th. He's lost 6 positions so far on the night. RVR's very own John Roadtruck now gathered in with them with Corey Rainey as well. He is up 2 positions from where he started in 14th place. Corey Rainey in 13th. In the number 4, he started in 2nd, currently 13th. Probably on that fuel strategy. Nothing really wrong with the car. No damage or anything. These guys have been running pretty clean so far for these 19 laps. Then, of course, Nathan Hawks and Mark Morton by themselves. Nathan started in 7th. He's in 14th place playing a fuel strategy. Mark Morton as well in 15th, but he started in 11th. Now back up to your leader, JJ Moore, at this point in time. Looking to do a shutout. We're seeing a few moves to the high side. The 08 of Charlie Bennett and the 3 of Hansen. Trying to make the outside line work. Personally, I feel like they're a little too high to be trying to get that side draft. You're not going to get much by keeping that much of a distance between the left driver's side of your car and the passenger side of the car you're trying to draft from. That is a little bit of a detrimental move there. Now you see both of them fall to the rear of the field. Five and the 9 bump draft, saw a little bit of a bump there. Only Toyota in the top 5 right now. Tristan Pena still holding on strong in 3rd place. One of the newcomers here, a part of the rookie class of 2026. Two of the rookies currently within the top 5. $30 more laps to go. Duel 1. Who will be that winner? It's not too late if you haven't made your pick. I haven't seen 28 picks in the chat, so go ahead and drop your pick on who you possibly will think will be in, excuse me there, victory lane after Duel 1. Problem on the backfield, not looking too good. Mark Morton involved in an accident. Yellow's out. First caution of the night. Morton not in good shape there at all. Car could be done. We're going to have to back it up a little bit and pay attention to what happened with Morton here and Nathan Hawks. This is starting before the wreck. Morton seemed to have a wheel disconnect. Literally seems like Mark's wheel just stopped working inside of that car, and it led him to just veer off to the left-hand side of the track, go into the wall. We're going to back that up, try to get a cockpit view of the car before the accident. This is just before entering the straightaway. Something happened. His car is toast. Morton already out of the night, and that is an unfortunate situation early on. Now we get to see a lot of the drivers in. J.J. Moore, Fisher, Pena, France. Everybody up to Hawks in 14th place. All in this time. Gage Burns gets to get his lap back. Sad, sad situation. Mark Morton had a screen froze. His screen froze up on him. Nothing was able to work. That's what happens. Sometimes you just lose it with the sim. Now France will be your leader. Pena cycles out to second place. Bennett in third. Fisher in fourth. And Mason in fifth. I apologize about the silence there. I was trying to talk to Morton on a closed line. Trying to figure it out. Yeah, unfortunate situation there for Mark Morton. Was one of the few I've seen in chat that people were hopefully rooting for, and his night will come to an abrupt end pretty early on. Now France, for the first time, will take the lead as JJ Moore is now all the way back in 12th place. Owen Lack sitting in 5th, Joshua Mason in 6th, Corey Rainey in 7th, Plyer in 8th, Hawks in 9th, and Barnett rounding out your top 10 for this restart. Now the lights are off on the pace car. We will be back to green this time by. Green flag in the air. Christopher Franz takes us back under the lights. Pena now sitting on the outside. Excuse me, no, Pena on the inside already cleared the high line. That being the 08 of Charlie Bennett. And another caution out already on the field. Multi-car that time. Dylan Gross, Josh Mason, and Tyler Barnett all involved in that wreck. Seems like most cars don't have much damage. Tyler's still able to manage with the field. Gross doesn't seem to be crab walking, maybe a little bit, but not much at all. Mason as well, able to regain while they go around one more time. We're going to go ahead and check out exactly what led to that caution. Just missed it. We're going to have to rewind it there a little bit. Oh, a little bit further back. The 14 of John Road Truck on the low side. Looks like he didn't really have much room. We're going to have to go to the chopper view for this one. It's a little tough. So the 14 right there on the low side tried to go down but didn't want to overcorrect it. Unfortunately, came back up into Mason. Not much of a bad accident, but still a sad situation early on. I'm going to go ahead and watch it one more time in slow-mo. We're going to back a little bit here. You see the 88 go down a little bit. Road Truck went to go down. Thought he was good enough. Made contact on that left rear quarter panel, which spun out the 88 of Mason. Mason went back up high. 78. The one went into the 78, which came back down into Mason. And then a Road Truck just cleared the 78. And I mean just cleared the 78. Barely cleared him. Closest call of the night. We need to see that in cockpit view. Run that back one more time. 78 coming in screen on the left, on the right-hand side. Road truck just barely avoids him. Second caution now of the night. 2 cautions for about 6 laps so far. Now France still holding the lead at this point in time. Pena in second, will be starting on the outside. Corey Rainey now in third. Nathan Hawks in fourth. Charlie Bennett in fifth, rounding out your top 5. Carden Hansen just outside of them in sixth. Gage Burns in seventh. Dylan Gross in eighth. Owen Lax in ninth, and Jack Plyer now rounding out your top 10. Pace car lights are off, signaling we will be back to green flag racing next time past the line. While they do this pace lap around, let's hear a word from our sponsors here over for Asphalt Racing Network.
Welcome to VMT Collectibles, your pit stop for premium collectibles. We specialize in authentic 118, 124, and 164 scale die-cast cars from top brands like NASCAR, NHRA,
Where's that
Hot
Bass
Wheels,
Pro at?
ERTL, GMP, and Auto World. From rare chase pieces to limited edition releases. But we are more than just die-cast. Explore our curated section of retro video games, action figures, and hard-to-find collectibles that fuel nostalgia and passion. Live on Whatnot for heart-pounding bidding wars and instant deals. Can't make the stream? Be sure to follow us on Facebook for previews of upcoming shows at VMT Collectibles. Once again, that is VMT Collectibles.
Be sure to check out Asphalt Racing Network's affiliates, that being VMT Collectibles on Whatnot. And while you're there, go ahead and drop a follow to Young Hitta Collectibles. New and upcoming streams, banger after banger, all dollar starts. You can get some crazy pieces for a pretty reasonable deal. Of course, pace car off this time. We will be back to green and R. For Duel 1, Christopher France still in the lead. Pena in second place. Corey Rainey on the outside. Just outside of third. See Owen Lax dive down in front of Charlie Bennett there. When will the high side commence is the biggest question of the night. Really getting wiggly. Following Gage Burns right now. Dylan Gross on the high side. You see that high side's getting momentum, but they've got to clean that lineup if they want to do anything. Slowly falling back. High side kind of falling apart in shambles. 78 back there. Barnett really wiggly. Didn't know where he wanted to go. Now jumps to the outside. Guys trying to make moves. Only 20 more laps to go in Duel 1. No redos. If you want to win, now is your opportunity. JJ Moore led a predominant amount of this race. He is currently sitting in third. He's led 23 laps. Three wide for the lead now. The 19 gonna edge on by. of Hawks in second place. JJ Moore back to the lead, fighting back and forth they go. Still 3 wide in the back end. I believe that is Fisher, who's now falling to the rear of the field. JJ Moore and Owen Lax in the front of the pack with 19 to go. JJ's found his way back up into the top 5 and is now currently back as your leader. Moore drops to the bottom side. It's where we've seen him lead all those laps not too long ago. Now Mason joins them within the top 3. The 78 of Barnett trying to fight with the line on the outside to get back up into the front. They are staggered on the high side. Not running the same line that's going to hurt them on draft. Jordan running a higher line than most, killing a little bit of that draft help. You got to wonder if he's doing it to help his teammate up front. Could be preferred line. 40, Alax jumps out. Barnett goes in the middle. They left Lax out high and dry. Lax still has room to come down, but that is closed up at the door. Lax now slowly falling further and further back. The 78 is almost side by side with the 5. They are door to door in second place now. Getting real wiggly on that high side. That's going to cause a wreck. You're seeing the 40 of Lax go door tap with the 3 of Hansen. 16 more laps to go. High side has got to get it back together. They had it for a long time. It's in shambles. The 78 of Barnett left them high and dry, swept low. Now is currently your leader. He's up 15 positions on the night. 4 of Corey Rainey on the high side with the 31 of France behind him, trying to make it work for the high side. Low line has more cars than the high, but I've seen crazier things happen. That high side claims a lot of a run if you have the draft to make it work. Side drafting is really not the name of the game for most of these cars. You're seeing Owen Lax go break the middle of the pack. He's sitting about 3 wide, now clears himself back up to the high side, thought about going down. A lot of this front pack ending up to be a single file. Barnett the lead, JJ Moore in second, Mason in third, Hawks in fourth. Pena rounding out your top 5. And it is entirely single file at this time. $14 more laps to go. We will have a winner of Duel 1. No moves really being made within these top 8 cars. Corey Rainey in the back, 7th place. All single filed out now. You're seeing Jordan go to the high side, trying to make a run. 40 Alax goes up as well. A little bit of contact to that bumper back there between Charlie Bennett and the one of Gross. Still going pretty clean right now. Lax trying again with Parker on the high side. Moore goes back to collect them. Now you're seeing Parker Motorsports, his strategy starting to come into effect. JJ's going to the back, trying to save that gas, which means Joshua Mason moves up to 2nd place. The 19 of Nathan Hawks in 3rd. Pena in 4th. Gage Burns now in the top 5. Like we said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. After we do our interview with the Duel 1 winner, we will have about a 5 to 10 minute break so we can get everybody set up for Duel 2, and we will be back with more racing coverage. The 9 in the wall, wreck out. Jordan Fisher in the wall, came back down into another car. Caution out. Looking at it, the 9 and the 40 of Owen Lax. Currently following the 9. '78 of Mason. Where is the name? There it is. 78 of Mason dropped out. Owen Lax gave him a little bit of a bump. Slowed down the rest of the field. JJ Moore was also involved in that as well. He hit the inside wall and went down pits because of it. It's an unfortunate situation, of course. Had to drive all the way through just to get back on the field. One more time, we'll look at it again. There goes the bump to the 78, which stacks up in the wall. 31 tapped the back of Fisher. Fisher collects the 43. 5 barely scraped by. 31 as well. Christopher Franz a little bit impacted with it. Of course, Jordan, all air flaps up on the field, did not flip, and that is a good thing there. That could have been really bad way to end the night. Of course, majority of the cars pitted that were involved in that caution. We are on lap 40 right now out of 50. Dylan Gross, Jack Plyer, Franz, all in pits, as well as Fisher that time for lap 40. Carden Hansen as well went into pits. Joshua Mason as well went into pits. Got to wonder if they're going to have fresher tires. Tires really won't do so much, but they could make a difference here. Everybody else has pitted from lap 26 all the way back to 22. That is our lowest laps. That would be Nathan Hawks on 22, Tristan Pena on lap 22 with Corey Rainey, Owen Lax, no, 26. Charlie Bennett on 22. And those are all of the cars. Now, of course, with that caution, Tyler Burnett in the 78 was your leader and is your leader. Nathan Hawks will be in second. Tristan Pena back up into third place. Gage Burns in fourth. Corey Rainey in fifth, rounding out your top five. Lax just outside. Bennett, Road Truck, Mason, and more round out your top 10. Now, of course, we will be back green after this lap here. Race recap on your screen at this point in time. We were on lap 42 out of 50. Right now, Tyler Barnett, of course, is your leader at the time of caution. We've had 3 cautions for 9 laps of pacing with only 3 lead changes. 3 new people have touched the lead other than J.J. Moore. And that is absolutely insane to me to think that it is still that low at a lottery track being a restrictor plate. Of course, the weather here tonight, 75 degrees, northeast winds about 7 miles an hour, down to 4 now. Clear skies, only 30% humidity, so the weather really not making an impact on the tires or the wind making an impact on the drafting as well, which is a good thing. You don't want it to be too crazy of a high windage that really can affect the way those cars run. It could really change the downforce ratio on those cars. You know, it's depending on what corner it's coming out of too, it could be make or break. Right now, line 1 is going to be Barnett on the inside, Rainey on the outside. Hawks on the inside, Lax to the outside. Pena down low with the 08 of Bennett up top. Pace, car off, hopefully for the last time in Duel 1. Barnett will take us back to a green flag. Good start. Already catching up. Little bit of wiggling going on. You just saw Lax and Mason almost get into it again. Franz currently still in pits. That's probably going to ruin the rest of his night. Now Lax and Fisher to the outside. Tyler Barnett still in the lead. Nineteen Hawks connected at the bumper. Seven more laps to go. Who will win Duel 1 is the biggest question. They've went back single file for majority of the field there. Parker Motorsports trying to reconvene on that high side. You're going to watch Mason go up with him. Wonder if anybody will block him. Another caution out. Fourth caution of the night, Corey Rainey and Dylan Gross. in the wreck that time by. Sorry about that little technical glitch there. Let's go to the far chase cam and see exactly what happened. We're following Corey Rainey. It's the white car on the low side. The one of Gross just came down into Rainey. He was not clear at all to take that line. And something so simple ruins your whole night. Not many laps left to go. That's possibly going to be the end of the night for Rainey himself. Dylan towed it back to pits. Corey Rainey now making it down pits. Tyler Barnett still in the lead at this point in time. Hawks, Pena, Mason, and Hansen are in the top 5. Lax in 7th, Plyer in 8th. Fisher in 9th with Barnett in 10th. Moore sitting in 6th place. The driver that has had the most laps led here so far on the night. Will he be able to claim that lead back when it matters before the white flag? Or will somebody else get the win here today? Choose cone this time by the line, most likely, unless we are delayed another lap. They're going to be rolling around another lap before they get back to racing. Tough situation we've seen, now the question lies. Is Duel 2 going to be cleaner than Duel 1? We've had 4 cautions. Normally the race that has the most cautions, the other one goes the complete opposite. We expected that to be Duel 1 being the cleanest with a lot of the names we have in here. Of course, Pena, he is new, but I've seen him before. He is pretty fast. He's held his spot all night so far. Then you have Josh Mason, a lot of talent. J.J. Moore, another one with a lot of talent. Owen Lax, your all-time winner with the most wins in the series. Of course, then you have Jordan Fisher. John Roadtruck, he is a pretty strong guy. We haven't been able to see much of him so far tonight. But, of course, we still have a long 40-week season ahead of us. And, of course, Corey Rainey, unfortunately, was in that wreck. Is now back on track, I do believe. Back on track. Will not go a lap down. Then Gage Burns. Mark Morton, another one who was unfortunately impacted earlier due to an accident. Now we're going to see all of Parker Motorsports practically take that high side. This is going to be interesting. Mason, Moore, Lax, and Fisher. Everybody else on the low end. Pace lights off, signaling we are back to green flag racing. This time by. Right now, looking at the manufacturers, two Toyotas within the top 5, 3 Chevys. Rest of the field is almost a full Chevy dominant field. We only have 2 Fords here tonight. That being Road Truck and Rainey of RVR. 2 other Toyotas being Burns and Morton. Will the Chevys prevail? Will the Toyotas prevail? That is the biggest question of the night. Pace car off. Back to green flag on Tyler Barnett. Barnett went up high and blocked. Parker Motorsports, wise decision. He knew what the goal was. He's not going to block and keep them blocked. That's a bad idea because now they're going to get the head start. They are side by side with the most draft. 19's going to give them a bump, almost gets squirrely. Will they be able to catch up? No chance in hell. Parker Motorsports clears all of them. 2 laps to go. And the low side just killed their entire run. Barnett possibly could have had that one if he stayed up high and let them go low. Unfortunately, pride gets the best of you sometimes. Now 1 more to go. White flag out this time. Joshua Mason in the lead. Locked bumpers behind his lax. Could be another wreck. If a wreck comes out this time, there will be no caution. It will finish. They're getting squarely in the back end at 43 a plier. 3 wide for 2 lines behind him. Mason, Lax, and Fisher. 1, 2, and 3. Nobody's going to go. Lax going to the outside. It's going to be side-by-side close finish. Lax gets a front of Mason. No one will be able to pass as they wreck on the front stretch. And Lax takes the win for Duel 1. Who I love to call the Hocevar of NARAS. Hurricane just took Duel 1. Now he will celebrate. Duel 1 officially in the books. Lax took the lead over Mason just by a hair and was able to get the win out. We're going to go ahead and watch that little bit of that end there for Duel 1. You see Lax in second place. Got a good run. Went to the high side of Mason. Came around to the line and did a really good job clearing the field as they wrecked in the back straight and got it by at least a car length. Looking at the wreck in the backfield. '78 went in the wall. The 08 Charlie Bennett with the 50. And there goes Carden Hansen mowing the grass on the infield to avoid the wreck. Now, of course, guys, we still have Duel 2 to go. Right now, we're going to go ahead and pull up our Duel 1 winner. Make sure we've got their audio ready to go. Mr. Hurricane. That's your new nickname.
I didn't know we were... Oh, God. Oh, no.
I mean, you're Hocevar.
Well, if I was Hocevar, I would have wrecked the field today. I only did that once.
That's good enough. It's a Hocevar anyway. So, congratulations on the Duel 1 win.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I was about to say, it kind of seemed like it was slowly fleeting there. It was an insane move at that last lap to be able to even get to that position. You know, take us through that fourth caution. You know, where were you kind of feeling it possibly could have went for you?
I mean, I kind of knew that I wanted to line up with Josh and JJ and Jordan just because we have that Chevy alliance. And luckily Josh did get he got a good start, and the 19 didn't, and it let the 78 not get a huge run on that final restart. And that really is what came down to it, is we were able to get the run on the green. We were able to get that run on the front stretch because the 19 tried to pull up in front of me and wasn't clear. And, you know, it really just kind of opened up that bottom lane. We were able to get together, push around the leader on the high side, and then I made that move with Jordan to the bottom, kind of cut JJ out of the picture because we know he's going to be good in the 500, and he's already starting up front, so he doesn't really need it. But I don't know if you could tell, I was trying to back up to Jordan on the backstretch, but he was pushing me so hard I wasn't able to get much of a run. So coming out of 4, I tried the same move I've done a few times and just kind of stuck it right on his quarter panel. Pretty much, if he tried to push me up to the wall, he was going to turn himself. And I just side drafted him, got the speed, and pulled away just to make sure that he couldn't get back to my bumper. And thankfully, Jordan didn't try to push Josh, because I think if Jordan and Josh had linked up on that front straight, I think they would have gotten me again at the line. But yeah, so thankfully that is not what happened. But yeah.
Now that you've got the first Duel win over and done with, how are you feeling about Daytona 500? You know, just a few weeks ago, it was kind of up in the air if we were going to see you return either full-time, part-time, or in general back to a car. Now back in the 40. With this win under the belt, how are we feeling about our odds going into the 500?
I mean, we'll have to see. Obviously, I was really aggressive with my moves tonight. It costed me at points. So I think right now the main focus for next week is just picking and choosing when to make those moves. Obviously, some of the moves I made tonight were the right decision. Some definitely were not. I mean, that before that first caution, we got split up because I tried to go around Charlie, and I was hoping that Jordan and JJ were going to go up to the top and let me draft off of them, and I never got that run. So really what it's going to come down to is making smarter decisions in the 500. I know I've got, 4 times as many laps to figure that out. But I think the more I stay up front, the better shot I have at the end of the race.
Well, I mean, as always, it is a pretty good fought battle. Of course, only one person was able to walk away with the win. I feel like it was pretty fitting. It was you here tonight. Now, looking forward to the rest of the season, how do you feel about making another playoff run this season? We're, of course, season 1 champ. 2 went to Rainey. Now looking at 3, you're back in talks now. So, of course, we have a long season to go. About 28 weeks left until we are even talking about playoff pictures. But, you know, you are the most winningest driver in the league. Now, you know, there's going to be a lot of heat on you on that side. And then, of course, a lot of anticipation to see you back in a playoffs, possibly with another championship. You know, how are you really feeling about navigating this season? How do you feel about, you know, the stats that you currently have? And do you feel like you possibly can improve on those a little bit more?
I'd love to. That's kind of the goal every season, but we'll have to see. Obviously, there's new drivers and new places. I mean, I'm in a car that I wasn't even considered for until just before the Clash last weekend. I literally was in Arby's and got the text from Cole like, "Hey, do you want to drive the 40?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" So I mean, here I am. But I mean, really, the number one thing right now is just, you know, take it one race at a time. Obviously, I've done that today. Now we just look forward to Daytona. Obviously, starting up front and third is going to be a huge advantage. You know, I don't have to make the moves that I was having to make, you know, in the middle of that race as often, at least not at the start. So really, I think my plan is if you're in front of the wreck, you're usually not in the wreck. So if I can stay up front and you know, we could find our playoff spot in a week from now. So I would like to lock that in as early as possible. Obviously, keep the wins record going. I think we're up to 6 now. So, you know, I'd love to keep that moving on here. I'd like to get to double digits by the end of the year, but we'll have to see now that we have, you know, Jordan is starting to pick up some steam again. JJ, obviously, he finished the year off strong. Lucas has found himself back at Parker Motorsports again. So, you know, you have a lot of competitive drivers in good places. Obviously, Mark Morton's returning. So we'll have to see. It's the right start, but it really kind of depends on how we end the season that determines how it's remembered.
Before we let you go, we always love to ask the question, do you have any shout outs to anybody you'd like to give before you go ahead and celebrate your Duel 1 win on the night?
I mean, thank you everyone for not wrecking me. Some people might not say the same to me, but you know, my motto this year has been to be more aggressive. So, you know, sometimes I'm going to make the moves that you wouldn't have seen me make last season or in season 1. But I think with how the league has changed, obviously with all my sponsors, Wex, Chili's, you're starting to notice a bit of a trend. So yeah, the goal really just do the best I can to make sure they're on TV and maybe get some more wins. So thanks to everyone, I guess, that deals with me, everyone watching. Hopefully Duel 2 is at least half as exciting as Duel 1, and we'll see what happens.
Well, congratulations on your win, driver. We look forward to seeing what you're going to do, not only in the 500, but for the rest of the season. Good luck to you moving forward to next week.
Thank you.
That was your Duel 1 winner, Mr. Hurricane himself. That's probably not going to stick. I'm going to make it stick. Owen Lax. Incredible Duel 1, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We still have Duel 2. We are not done with the broadcast tonight. It's only been an hour long. We're going to be about 2.5 hours strong. Pushing, burning, and turning here for the rest of the night with the NARAS Cup Series at the Daytona Duels here at the Daytona SuperSpeedway for Speed Week. We are just now officially getting it rolling. Now, of course, Duel 1 completed. The official results on the left-hand side of your screen. Owen Lax is your winner. Fisher in second, Mason in third. Nathan Hawk in fourth place with J.J. Moore rounding out your top 5. Plyer finished in 6th behind. 7th was Row Truck. 8th was Barnett. And, of course, 9th was Carden Hansen. Rounding out your top 10 was Gage Burns. Unfortunate situation is there was a wreck back there. You saw the 50 of Tristan Pena get involved. The 08 of Charlie Bennett get involved. They both finished 11th and 12th. Corey Rainey finished in 13th after his incident that pulled out that last and final 4th caution. Dylan Gross as well was in that wreck with Rainey. He finished in 14th. Christopher Franz in 15th was also involved in that. Then, of course, Mark Morton out earlier in the night due to the sim freezing up on him. One hell of a race. I mean, honestly, one hell of a race. Only thing we can think of is Duel 2 gonna be better than Duel 1. We will be able to tell you that shortly, as we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be back with live coverage from the duels in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. If you do go anywhere, be sure to pop back in, because we are not done for the night.
Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom. Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down in the back back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Apromitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
You got a great car, great team. Go execute. Start time. We know what we got to do. Stay in the fight. Between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction. Side by side, hammer down.
The after-catcher will count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out.
Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. Victory this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next lap is going to end it.
Does he have enough? A dominant performance.
You're gonna say no, baby. Let's go.
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody pushing as hard as they can in one final shot.
Gotta earn this thing. Run here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Your engines!
Every family deserves to have a winner. I think it should be you.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch. And let the big dogs eat. Let them on the field. Have some heart.
That if you want some kind of a good outcome, you're going to have to work hard for it. and if you don't work hard for something, you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
You're not only winning when things are going your way. You got to figure out how to win when things aren't going your way.
You know, when you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery, or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering, you know?
But you also have to disconnect, unplug average, and plug yourself into the mindset of a winner.
Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy.
Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better.
Your biggest enemy is you. My whole book is about you battling yourself. People don't understand it's you against you. The only person that gets in your way is you. Nobody else. It's you.
The winner does more than expected every single time, no matter how they feel, no matter the circumstances. A winner shows up 10x times more than the average person.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
You know, greatness is not meant for a few chosen people. It's meant for those who persistently pursue their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up. So, just a mentality, really.
If you avoid those things that are hard, if you don't accept that challenge, if you don't step up and step into that cold water, and you sit on your couch and eat Doritos, I can tell you this is not a good move. This is not a good move. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just get up. Move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Move towards that challenge and go attack it.
Then you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going, you hear me? You keep going, you're doing good, you keep going. Do not quit on me. You keep going. It hurts. I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more.
Duel 1 winner. The number 40 of Owen Lax took the win for the Duel 1. Of course, we are now about set. Track has been cleaned off, ready to go for Duel 2 in just a few short moments. If you're still here hanging around with us, we appreciate you sticking around. Duel 2 is almost near, ready to go, and is almost underway. Of course, we got a whole slew of new guys in here tonight. Some new faces in Duel 2, but of course, before we roll to Duel 2, we're going to hear from one more person from Duel 1, that being RVR's owner, the number 4 car, and Season 2 champion of Corey Rainey.
Yep, how's it going, man?
Going good, boss. A little bit of an unfortunate situation there you had with one of the new drivers, Dylan Gross. In about the end of the leg of that race there, he came down into your lane and kind of killed a lot of that momentum you had. Of course, you were able to get majority of that damage fixed and come back out on the track, but it really didn't help you. You finished in 13th place. Now, how do you feel like that race went up until that point? Did you feel like you had that opportunity to go ahead and claim that Duel 1 win, or were you kind of just trying to feel it out the entirety of that race?
Yeah, man, like you said, there was a bunch of new people in there. I was trying to get a feel for how it's going to be next Sunday. Really wasn't trying to win because our plan is to start in the back and just ride around the first 2 stages. So it wasn't really a necessity to win this race, but we were up there a couple of times, you know, just testing out the waters. It looks like it's going to be heavily dependent on teammates. So Um, the fact that we got into that incident, we had to check up there on the bottom, and that put us back in and put us in that situation. But all in all, man, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's Daytona, so play track racing. You know, wrecks are gonna happen.
Now, of course, it was going pretty clean and green for a majority of that race. Do you feel like some of the accidents were caused from, a lot of people just kind of get stir crazy sitting in the same positions for majority of that race? And, of course, we're trying to make their moves a little bit earlier than what should have been? Or did you kind of feel like where the caution started coming out, it was just more of the racing incidents of everybody around? Not, the longer you get into your runs, the less you're able to hold that line. You kind of get that tunnel vision ahead of you. But where do you feel like majority of the wrecks came from?
I think it's a little both. People, maybe not used to these cars. I know there's a lot of people that probably haven't drove Gen Sixes. Maybe they probably just driving the Xfinity cars or trucks or the next gen. So it's probably just a fill out situation. There was a lot of aggressive moves being made. A lot of checkups. I believe a whole bunch of checkups or people moving up into a faster line when the lines come in at least 10, 15 miles per hour. There was times I was going 210 miles per hour on the backstretch. So yeah, I just gotta. I mean, pretty much the same thing that happened in the class. People jumping up to the fast lanes. That's gonna cause most of the problems for sure.
Now, of course, Duel 2, you still have a few teammates in this duel that is about to start within the next few minutes. How are you feeling about their opportunities to possibly get that win in Duel 2? It is still a little bit of a heavy hitter. A lot more of the newer names are in this duel compared to the first one, but we still have some strong names. Of course, Hollinsworth, we saw him last season. Tyler Honeycutt now joins us. He was in right time. We saw him go on a 6-win streak before. I mean, Thomas Adams, he is not new to the league. Caleb Hess coming off of some runs. Lucas Lewis and Isaiah Fox, both two guys you were fighting for that championship with and against last season. How are you feeling about your team's availability and opportunity here within Duel 2?
I got a big opportunity here. Of course, they didn't get to run a full season. They ran maybe the last five. I know DJ ran maybe like the last 4 or 5 races. There was a couple races Mark couldn't make, and then Brandon was there at the last race. But they all were able to achieve top tens in that span. So what you're about to see right here is just teamwork, and the same teamwork you're gonna see with me and Johnny whenever we link up with them on Sunday.
And of course, right before we let you go, now that Duel 1 is over, unfortunate you weren't able to claim that victory, but how do you feel about this season moving forward? Same question I asked Lax earlier. Daytona 500 right into Atlanta. Then we have a couple of crazy races in the middle, some being Michigan. That's going to be a tough track for a few people. Then Martinsville in week 22, Darlington in week 28, Nashville finishing out the regular season, and then we have some heavy hitters in the playoffs as well. Bristol, Vegas, Martinsville, Phoenix, and then, of course, rounding back out to your winner last season where you were able to claim it at the last few laps, Homestead. So how are you really feeling about your opportunities this season to come back possibly for another championship?
All task ahead, but just got to keep my head down and move forward. I know we just got wrecked in this race, and we're going to be starting 27th. I mean, it's Daytona. I mean, we started in the back last year, ended up at the front. We're right there in the mix at the last lap. Got took out there at the end, but as far as the season go, man, I mean, everybody else got the same uphill battle as I got. So it's the survival of the fittest. Not get wrecked, be there at the end. That's all you gotta do.
Well, of course, I appreciate your time to be able to jump up here and talk to us for a little bit before you had to go crew chief your team. Good luck to your drivers, and of course, good luck to you at the 500 next week.
Appreciate it, T-Bone. Keep up the good work, man. We enjoy watching you, man. We appreciate your time.
We
hosting
appreciate
us.
y'all as well.
Appreciate it.
That was the number 4 for RVR Team Owner Championship for Season 2. That being Corey Rainey. There's about 5 minutes left before the duels will grid, and it is an insane lineup we have here for you tonight. Guys, if you haven't for Duel 2, go ahead, share the broadcast. Make sure your family and friends are watching. And go ahead and throw your picks for the possible winner of Duel 2. We have about 16 guys in this duel. Tyler Honeycutt, Brendan Carroll, Stephen Hollinsworth, Mark Randall, DJ Vincent, Aaron Wright, Kevin Vergara, Kyle Sims, Dylan Smith, Jeffrey Bourne, Brock Whiteman, Thomas Adams, Stephen Hayes, Caleb Hess, Lucas Lewis, and Isaiah Fox, all within this duel. It is going to be an insane one, to be honest with you. A lot of new names, like I said, that haven't really been here before that will come back this season, or will come this season and show who they really are and try to leave it all on the track. We've seen a lot of it before. JJ Moore came in pretty dominant, pretty strong in the playoffs and was able to now take that into this season. Unfortunate for him, he wasn't able to win Duel 1, as Duel 1 winner was the 40 of Owen Lax. But looking forward, it is going to be an immaculate season. A lot of ups and downs for some drivers, especially our new guys that are having to navigate some of these tracks with these cars as well. Some might not be familiar with the Gen 6 cars, and you know that's something that we are willing to always work on and improve on the off time, in the off weeks. There are a lot of teams that do work together consistently throughout the weeks to make sure that their strategy is set. Of course, this is fixed. You can't really touch your cars. There's not much you can do to the cars, but of course, you know, other than your brakes, some of your steering adjustment, but it is really a strategy race when it comes to fuel and tires and where you're running on the track for a majority of it. So now that we are getting really closer to the beginning of this season, we're going to see a lot of tempers start flying now. Duel 2, the biggest question for this duel, will it be cleaner than Duel 1? We are just 10 seconds away from the start of Duel 2, as now the warm-ups have officially concluded and the cars will start to grid on pit road. All cars starting to grid out now. Showing the grid on your screen. Stephen Hollinsworth will start in first place for the Duel 2. Caleb Hess in line 1 on the outside in the 65. Kevin Vergara in third with Aaron Wright in fourth. Isaiah Fox in fifth. 24 of Lucas Lewis side by side. Kyle Sims is in seventh. Jeffrey Bourne in eighth. Then in ninth and 10th, you have Stephen Hayes and Mark Randall. Brandon Carroll in 11th. Thomas Adams in 12th. DJ Vincent in 13th, with Brock Whiteman in 14th. Tyler Honeycutt in 15th place, with Dylan Smith in 16th, rounding out the entirety of this field. Just moments away. A few short laps away from the Duel 2 starting. This will be the last green flag of our preseason. Season 3 just 7 days away. Next week on the 7th will be the 3rd annual Daytona 500 for the NARAS Cup Series. We will have a special guest in the booth as well from Right Time to help me commentate that race as well. As always, if you are just tuning in, this is Asphalt Racing Network on the NARAS YouTube channel. We will be doing multi-streams for NARAS. This is our schedule on screen. American Stock Car Racing League will be here on Mondays, Right Time, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and a dual stream for NARAS on Twitch and YouTube on Fridays and Saturdays. So be sure to drop a follow, check us out, and make sure to share that stream. The anticipation for these drivers is at an all-time high. Most of these drivers returning from last season have been waiting weeks for their moment to shine on the SuperSpeedway at Daytona before we hit the 500. Speed Week coming to a close within 50 laps. Pace, lights are off. One more turn. One straightaway and 2 turns before the Duel 2 gets started. $67 of Hollinsworth is your leader. Will be starting this race off. Pace car making that first left-hand turn off the track. Hollinsworth in the box. Will go green when the flag stand gives him the way. Green flag out now. Duel 2 officially started. Lap 1 nearing the end now as they cross the line. Hollinsworth still in the lead. High side has a lot more momentum than what we saw in Duel 1. The 09 of Fox already encroaching up to the leader. He is side by side with a 29 of Vergara. 65 of Caleb Hess on the outside as well. And then Steel City's very own Aaron Wright in the 60. With Jeffrey Bourne in the 96 as well from the same team. cars. Mark Randall up in that top line as well. Then I believe that is the 48 of Thomas Adams behind with the 91 of Brock Whiteman as well. High side is really churning along here. They are now side by side. The 09 Fox managed to get in front of Hollingsworth. Now has the lead. Has to block both lines now so he can hold right there to stop the run from Hess. Little squiggly going down the back into the wall. Isaiah dives low to block Hollingsworth's run. This is normal for Isaiah. He is a very, very good blocker. You've seen a lot of his moves. Some moves have caused accidents. Like right there, he knew he couldn't go up and block. He came back down. Now the 67 of Hollingsworth going to get that run on the outside. Fox trying to dial it in to keep that lead on the bottom. 3 wide in line 3. The 60 of Wright and Bourne both going 3 wide, got their positions back 2 by 2, almost the entire field, and no one won that. Everybody is in a dogfight for that lead right now. And you know, this is really something that we didn't see much in Duel 1, excuse me. Duel 1 off the gate, everybody kind of filed in low when they could or fell all the way to the back and got in that draft run. You didn't see many people actually fight for the lead early on. Right now, 2 lines are a churning pretty comfortably right now. You see it, top line starting to fall off a little bit as most of those guys went low, but they are still holding on pretty strong with only a 5-car draft pack up front. 48 is really off of their bumpers, but he is still holding on. 60 of Aaron trying to get a little bit of side draft there on lap 5. Keep that high line burning. Now notice how he's doing it as well. He's going down for a little bit of draft, keeping him up, goes back to his position, came back down again to try to get a little bit more side draft, and then went back in his position. Now is Wright going to go ahead and block Hollingsworth, or is he going to wait for his teammate to clear? 4 Toyotas in this race, this time by about 5 to 6 Fords. Rest of the field is Chevys. This duel is a lot more balanced on the manufacturers than the first one. It was practically Chevy dominant. There were only 2 Fords in that race. Three or 4 Toyotas, if I'm not mistaken, and the rest of the field was Chevys. So, 96 aboard in the wall, able to recover it, didn't lose much time. But Aaron Wright is really going to be hurting up there by himself now, having to really use that side draft, but they are falling off slowly. Now, the 96 of Bourne going to be able to catch back up to Wright. They're going to have to burn it and turn it all the way back up into the front. 67 of Hollingsworth, your leader at this point in time. Isaiah Fox in second. Kevin Vergara in third. Kyle Sims in fourth. Aaron Wright in fifth. They are side by side for 5th place right now. Trying to get that rhythm back. You just saw the 65 of Caleb Hess go low. A little bit of a bump there. The 82 of Stephen Hayes. Already seeing a little bit of a breakup in the pack behind Hayes. Hayes now trying to make a run on the outside. Steel City wants it for themselves. They're still on the outside trying to get up to the front of the pack. Good racing so far here from all drivers on the field. Right now, the 24 Lucas Lewis in 8th to 7th place, fighting a little bit back and forth. He is the only car, he is the second car from Parker Motorsports, as there is already a wreck on the backfield. Aaron Wright, Dylan Smith, believe DJ Vincent involved as well. Yellow flag out that time. Let's go ahead and watch exactly what happened. So the 41 of Dylan Smith, unfortunately, came up in front of the 60 of Aaron Wright and caused that wreck. If I'm not mistaken, that was the 41. It's the 82. 82 of Stephen Hayes. Couldn't hold his line, bumped the 41 on the inside, came back down. Bumped the 60 on the inside, came back down to the outside of the 41, spun both of them low. DJ Vincent was also involved in that wreck as well. Let's see his perspective of everything that happened. Vincent appears to possibly be blinking. First caution of the night, pretty early on. Only 9 laps so far. There's an earlier caution than what we saw for Duel 1. I'm even mixing my P's and Q's here. Now, of course, a lot of drivers in pits this time. All the drivers that were involved in that wreck: Aaron Wright, Stephen Hayes, DJ Vincent, Dylan Smith, all into pits. Hollinsworth went in. Sims, Isaiah Fox, Jeffrey Bourne, Tyler Honeycutt, Brennan Carroll, Thomas Adams, Brock Whiteman, Mark Randall, and Aaron Wright. Only 3 that didn't go into pits are your top 3: Vergara, Hess, and Lewis. Now, of course, new leader being the 29 of Vergara. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be able to pull out. If he has any tricks up his sleeve is the big question. Now, of course, choose cone that time by. green. Vergara, your control car this time for this green flag. Hollinsworth on the outside, Fox on the inside, Sims to the outside line, and Bourne rounding out your top 5. Pace car off. Vergara takes us back to green flag racing. So good. Hollinsworth in the lead, back to the lead. It's where he started the night, in first place, where he hopes to end the night as well. Kyle Sims in second place. Vergara now in third. Whiteman in fourth, up 10 positions on the night so far. Smith still currently in pits. Smith has been in pits for about 6 minutes and 38 seconds. A lot of damage with that first wreck. Majority of drivers hoping to keep it green. Lap 15 of 50. Hollinsworth still in the lead. Aaron Wright now all the way up to second place, side by side. Aaron Wright was involved in that wreck. Now him and Jeffrey Bourne made it all the way back up to the front to fight what they were doing earlier, side drafting, trying to get that run. It is just 2 cars on that high side holding pretty strong. Now it's a really big single file run for majority of those cars on that low side, and that is something you didn't see much early on. For most of these drivers, they were fighting for that position. Now they've seemed content with trying to hold on. I expected it a little bit earlier though, honestly. I expected it to happen a lot earlier. Aaron Wright now moves up into second place over Sims. They're trying to do it with only a two-car team. Aaron Wright now touches the lead. Back out onto the track. Side by side, right edges over. Now him and Bourne trying to get clear of the 67, no avail. Aaron goes down to block. Will he come back up and take his teammate? Does not. Jeffrey Bourne going to fall back. Now at this point in time, that being Steel City's very own Aaron Wright. Newcomer to the lead. Trying to show what he's made of. Lap 18 about to be completed on to 19. Single file pack throughout the entirety of the field. Of course, weather on the track here tonight as well. It's a little bit cooler now because it's later. 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind is about the same. Cloudy conditions. Humidity is a lot higher than it was before at 88%. Back to your leader. 30 more laps to go out of 50. Lap 20 completed that time by Aaron Wright in first place, Stephen Hollingsworth in second, Kyle Sims in third, Kevin Vergara in fourth, and Brock Whiteman in fifth, rounding out your top five. Another wreck in the backfield. Caution out one more time. Jeffrey Bourne involved as well. Go ahead and see what happens. Stephen Hayes gave a huge bump entering the corner onto the 10 of DJ Vinson. Came back down onto the track. Jeffrey went to the inside due to the checkup, and so did Stephen at the same time, which unfortunately turned Hayes around. 48 of Adams also involved, and then the 7 of Brendan Carroll just barely squeaked on by. Bourne managed to not really affect himself with too much damage, but it is still an unfortunate situation.
I want to taste your your banana pudding, you taste my banana pudding.
It's on. It's on.
I was going to say, will you marry me?
Is my makeup messy? Yes, it's messy.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motor Club, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Last caution came out with some minimal damage to the drivers. Of course, those drivers now in the back of the field, Stephen Hayes, Jeffrey Bourne managed to make his way back up into 10th out of pits there. Probably didn't even go in. He didn't have much damage on him. Most of all of these drivers have went in at pit lap 22. Stephen Hollingsworth, Kyle Sims, and Brock Whiteman, once again, the only drivers to stay out. They still have yet to pitted on lap 10. Rest of the field winning at lap 22 under that caution. Now almost back to green. Pace car off. Hollingsworth takes us back to green flag again, this time by. Green flag out in the air. Will they go side by side early, or will they fall single file? 2 for a long way. Stephen Hollingsworth in the lead. Kyle Sims now fighting for that lead. Aaron Wright coming back to try to make it work. Hollingsworth goes down to block, which is going to give Aaron Wright the high side momentum. Side by side, line 1. Will Aaron get that lead back? Teammate only 3 cars behind. Good racing. A lot of guys in this are brand new. Trying to get their name out there pretty early on. Slow takes the lead. Now the 29 of Vergara going to make his way up. Right up to the mid side there. Looked like it was almost going to be a wreck with Sims. Sims managed to keep it off his bumper. Now Aaron Wright still in the lead, but the 29 is his way up there. Vergara now in the lead. Aaron Wright down 2 positions. Teammate on the high side. They are side by side as now Vergara is the leader. Big bump there. Good push for that high side. Kevin Vergara, Caleb Hess, and Kyle Sims. Just behind them is Lewis, Brock Whiteman, Isaiah Fox, Tyler Honeycutt. 10 at this point in time. Just behind the 87 of Honeycutt is the 00 of Mark Randall. Then you got Stephen Hayes on the high side. Jake Vincent, teammate of Randall, in 13th. Brady Cole in 14th. Thomas Adams in 15th. Dylan Smith still in for about 6 minutes, 32 seconds this point in time. Caleb Hess now in the lead. He already got the Clash win. Looking to get the Duel 2 win as well. We have 22 laps to go. Good driving so far. Lot of fighting back and forth. Left pits. He will be a few laps down, more added to that total than what he was before. Now Aaron Wright on that bottom side trying to get himself back up. The 09 of Isaiah Fox in the lead currently with Brock Whiteman on the outside. Fox goes down to block Wright. Does successfully. Will he go back up and block that high side if they get the run? Wright goes to go up. Isaiah follows as well, blocking really tough right now. Tried to side draft, but no one followed. Now he's going to fall all the way back down to the back of the field. 20 more laps to go here. That could cost him a lot. Managed to catch back in on the low side. Isaiah blocking that high side. 28 of Kyle Sims in the wall there. No caution, was able to manage to keep it green. Up high to block. Hess gives him the bump. Now the 60 slowly churning his way back up to the top of the field. Doing a really good job right now in the 2x2 racing. Fox still your leader. Right in third, Lewis in fourth place. Bourne rounding out your top five. Holding the lead strong right now. More laps to go. Doing a really good job. Duel 2. 09 of Fox on the outside. Trying to make a run. Back down and fourth to block. It's actually let him stay up in that position for a very long time. Couldn't block there. Almost caused a huge wreck in the front of the field. Almost everybody would have been involved. Now Lucas Lewis in the front of the pack. Caleb Hess just behind. Parker Motorsports 1 and 3 right now, trying to make it 1 and 2. 60 of Wright pushing that 09 ahead. Wright dives up high at a good time. He knows Isaiah likes to block. Trying to give him no room to block him there, and did. Now Wright's in the field. 14 more laps to go. We're in 6 we've seen so far. 50 laps of the race. We are at lap 36 this time. 13 different lead changes. Only 2 cautions for 6 laps. Aaron Wright now really falling off to 8th place as Lucas Lewis is now currently your leader with the 09 of Isaiah Fox just on the outside. 1 and 2 right now, or 2 cars that were fighting for a championship just a few short weeks ago. To a few wrecks. Run in that final step. Looking to try to re-solidify their momentum. going forward with a dual win. And of course, Lucas Lewis, after being let go last season, this is the redemption run for Lewis. Now Lewis in Motorsports. Born in fourth, Vergara in top five. Now, mind you, there are a few cars that still haven't pitted since lap 10. Those cars being Stephen Hollinsworth. He's led 14 laps of this race so far tonight. And then Kyle Sims. He's led 1 lap. Brock Whiteman as well. Is in 10th right now, but hasn't pitted since lap 10. And then Dylan Smith, who is multiple laps down, by himself on the field right now. But I truthfully don't think those drivers are going to have enough gas in that tank to make it to the end, so they're probably going to have to go in and pit. Most likely praying for another caution they can get a gas and go, and there it is. The 29 of Vergara up high into the wall. Caution number 3 out on the night. Kevin Vergara. Him and Aaron Wright got connected at the bumpers on the straight with the draft. Tough situation for those cars. Now it's the 3rd caution of the night. Lucas Lewis is your leader.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races, such as the Daytona 24, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR schedule, such as the Daytona 500. We have events from disciplines all across the racing world, from the Indianapolis 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events utilize iRacing's Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against every driver taking part. And as every race progresses, watch and feel the track change with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
Nasty wreck there. Pulled out the third caution of the night. We're still one caution shy of the amount of cautions we had in Duel 1. Hopefully we keep that green for the rest of this race. We're on lap 42, this time by 43 when they take the green flag to cross the line. Lucas Lewis, your leader, takes us back to green. Good jump by the 24, goes up to the high side to block. Now with a huge gap. About near Stephen Hollingsworth in second right now. Caleb Hess in third. Isaiah Fox and Aaron Wright fighting for fourth and fifth. Jeffrey Bourne now in fifth place. Aaron Wright in sixth. Kyle Sims in seventh. Brendan Carroll and Thomas Adams eighth and ninth. Running at your top 10. Tyler Honeycutt. Now 6 more laps to go. We'll have the dog in them. Not many more opportunities. 67 of Hollingsworth going back and forth there. Has to clean that lineup. 24 locked bumpers now. 24 moving to the outside as the 67 Hollingsworth goes low. It has been 2 for a majority of the race here tonight. Not many drivers having to really do a single file out some of that strategy. They've been able to some gas come back out. People that still have yet to pit are Hollingsworth back in the lead right now. He still hasn't pitted since lap 10. Same with Sims. He has not pitted since lap 10. And Whiteman in 91. Still not pitted since lap 10. I didn't think it would be possible for them to make this fuel run. But it seems like I might be wrong. 4 more laps to go. It's getting dicey. 60 of Bourne. And went under the apron. Came back up a little bit of field there. Burning and turning now. Low line getting left out to dry. Teammates are starting to reconvene with each other. Lucas Lewis in the front of the pack, still holding on to the lead. The 09 of Isaiah Fox going in that straightaway was bumper to bumper. There's a huge wreck in the backfield. Cautions out again. Not many drivers affected. Both going into pits. Carroll just lost the front of his car. Lucas Lewis, your leader at that time of the caution. Double zero right there, got up to the 87 just a little bit, but that wasn't the reason for the caution. If you look at the front of the field, 65 of Caleb Hess was turned sideways. 67 of Hollingsworth into the rear bumper. Everybody managed to save it. And you get a speeding penalty from Whiteman. Gotta wonder how race control is going to take care of that one. Whiteman went into pits, sped, going down pits, and then landed in his pit stall instead of doing a drive-through. Most likely going to get an end of line with the unsafe pit entrance and speeding in pit road. Fourth caution of the night, lap 45 and a half. Lucas Lewis is your leader at this point in time. For anybody that didn't watch Duel 1, be sure to go back and rewatch this live stream as a video on the YouTube channel after we're done. Duel 1 winner was no other than the number 40 of Owen Lax. Now looking to find a Duel 2 winner to join him here tonight. Of course, we've seen Lewis take the low line. Mark Randall now in second place, trying to do what Reddick did with the same paint scheme. Put it in victory lane. '09 of Isaiah Fox in third place. In fourth, someone that's been sitting in the back of the pack majority of the night, trying to feel out the competition as this is his first race in here. That is the 87 of Tyler Honeycutt. Well known for his stint within the Right Time Racing League in the ARCA division for Season 1, where he went 6 consecutive straight races with wins. Of course, father Donnie Honeycutt was able to solidify the championship on behalf of Ghost Motorsports for Season 1. Neither of those guys returning for competition in Season 2. But Tyler now finds himself in the NARAS Cup Series in a Gen 6 car. Now looking to possibly get the first win of his career here. Pace car off. Lucas Lewis taking us back to green flag in the restart zone. Green flag is out. It is a green or white checkered at 2. Caution does not come out before that final flag. That top 5. Lucas Lewis and Isaiah Fox, 2 of the most aggressive pushers. You see Lucas is bumper locked with the 09 to Fox bumper. within this top 5 right now. Fast drivers. 2 of the last season championship 4 in the top 3 right now. That being Lucas Lewis and Isaiah Fox. Fox looking to bumper lock and push Lewis to the win. White flag. More cautions can decide the fate of the winner. Lucas 67 Hollingsworth around on the front stretch. There goes the 60 of Bourne as well. Excuse me, that was the 60 of Aaron Wright. Now Fox in the lead. 65 of Caleb Hess behind. Jeffrey Bourne now up to 4th place. Final lap of Duel 2. 2 more turns. 65 goes to the high side but washes up in the wall that just killed the run of everybody else there. Came down on the bumper of this 96. Just wrecked the race. 09 gets wrecked, and now Kyle Sims takes the Duel 2 win by a long shot. What an insane last lap. Fireworks in the sky. Kyle Sims in the 28. Gets the Duel 2 win. Now we're going to go ahead and let him celebrate. Well, short, sweet, and to the point for that celebration. Kyle Sims takes the win in first place after an insane last lap. Hollingsworth was the first person to go down swinging. Show you the replay here. Hollingsworth dove down to the inside, and that was the rest of his race. Then you see the 60 also go off track. Then it got even worse coming around the line. Last few laps, Hess was in the front, goes up high to get the run and just checked everybody else up. Came down on the 96's nose, took out the 00, 82, 87. The 10 car also got involved in it, 28 of Sims on the low line there. If you look at that, dodged it all the way to the apron. And was able to pull it out of a magic trick with the rabbit and all. Watch that again from the cockpit view of Sims himself. Insanely quick thinking to be able to pull that off at the last second where it mattered the most. He missed the entirety of the wreck. Word from race control. Oh, few people were given an EOL there. A lot of black flags and EOLs for this race. Unfortunate for Parker Motorsports as they were trying to go 4 for 4 for the Speedway. Kyle Sims took that away with an insane last-minute run. Now we're going to go ahead and hear from the man himself. I think we have a new nickname for you, Sims. I feel like you're going to call him Lucky Dog Sims from now on, because how did you manage that one?
Honestly, I have no idea. It was like a Red Sea party moment off the floor there.
That was an insane Red Sea parting moment. I mean, just looking back at the replay, we're going to show one more time on stream again. You were sitting up high behind Vergara in the 29. From the cockpit view as well. You literally saw that wreck high side, went all the way under the apron, and came out the leader. Now, the biggest question, do you feel like that might cause some problems due to the fact that you did gain a few positions under that double yellow line?
I mean, I don't know how Jordan feels about avoiding a wreck down there, but I would feel like that was avoiding a wreck, so I don't think that's completely out of bounds doing that. But I'll yield to his judgment.
Well, I feel like if that was the case, we might have already heard something by now, so you're probably in the clear there off an insane wreck. I don't know if you were familiar with what happened. Hess went up high, zigged, and there was a zag, and unfortunately most of that field caught that rear bumper. You were practically the only one that was, other than Lucas Lewis, that managed to kind of go through that wreck, you being the best to do it because you had the most speed. Now, of course, you finished Speed Week with a Duel 2 win. Other than that last second wreck, how are you feeling about the race here tonight for you?
Felt like early part of it, it was pretty calm. I think we were just trying to log laps. There was a couple of hiccups here and there in the middle of the pack. Later in the race, you could definitely feel the intensity pick up. It was starting to get a little wild out there. Everybody's definitely going to have to work on the pushes, myself included, because people were definitely getting squirrely off the front bumpers. But otherwise, I think it went pretty well.
Now, of course, this does give you a lot of momentum for you and your team moving forward into the 500 next week. You know, where do you kind of see yourself now that you've dealt with, I would say, at least half of the field for the 500? We have, I believe, 40 total confirmed cars, so an entire full field with only 16 here tonight. There was a lot of movements. There was a lot of late blocking. There was a lot of zigging and zagging going on. Only 4 wrecks. You know, how do you feel like most of this strategy and some of this race and development mentally you will be able to take over to a entire 40-car field next week?
I think the Duel probably shows you what the last stage is going to be like because it's such a condensed race. You need to survive the first 2 stages and have a shot to win. You can't finish first if you don't first finish, as they always say. So I think that this was a good practice for that last stage. This is going to show you what it's going to be like trying to win the 500 if you can be there. So I think next week it's going to be about survival, especially that first. I think they're 120 laps the first two stages total. So making it to that last 80 is the most important thing. That first round's really rough for me. I am awful at Bristol. When I joined up, I think Bristol was my second race, and I admittedly had not driven the Gen 6 car very much. I've been working with Xfinity and the next gen. So coming over here and driving the Gen 6, it was definitely a wake-up call with Bristol. I don't know how I'll do it North Wilkesboro, so if I did end up making it in, I would have to hope and pray I could get through that first round with some misfortune from others, I think. But overall, I just look forward to trying to do this again somewhere else, especially like somewhere like Atlanta or Michigan, which are two of my better tracks than the other cars that race regularly in the official series. So hopefully that'll translate over.
And of course, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your Saturday with a dual win under the belt, as I always love to ask, do you have any shout outs to anybody, any of the fans or any of your sponsors?
Well, I would first like to shout out the 67 car, Stephen Hollingsworth. We are kind of pseudo teammates. Met each other at Talladega last year, so nice working with him on here. And then wife and kids, of course, for letting me do this, putting up with me doing this. And then my brother-in-law, who always ends up tuning in and watching.
Well, of course, lucky dog, congratulations on your Duel 2 win. It was an exciting one to watch, and I think you really gave a good show for the fans there to finish out Speed Week for us. We hope to see you have about possibly the same luck at Daytona in just a week, and we look forward to seeing you there.
That would be awesome. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you. That was your Duel 2 winner, the 28 lucky dog, Kyle Sims. Man, it has been an insane Speed Week. From the Clash to the duels to the qualifying event, we have seen a magnitude of speed, strategy, and skill already be played out between all of the teams that have showed up to the tracks so far. And it is only going to get better the longer this season goes on. As of right now, we are getting a report from Race Control that there is no penalty on that last lap crash before the 24:09 contact. The 00, the 96, and the 65 were all going for the same spot as we saw. And of course, the 00 went up to the track, contacting into the 96 and the 65, which pulled out that last lap caution. So with that being said, Kyle Sims is officially your Duel 2 winner with regard to that caution. An immaculate move, an insane strategy there to pull out at the last second with just a few seconds to really have to make an adjustment. We're going to go ahead and show you guys that one more time because it's just crazy how he navigated that wreck. And this is just moments before the wreck, too. When he went up high behind Vergara, then the wreck started happening just out in front of him. Car skidding out. He decides to take it low, missed every bit of traction there was, and was able to beat Lucas Lewis by car lengths to get that Duel 2 win. Of course, official results at this point in time, Kyle Sims in first place, Lucas Lewis in second, Stephen Hayes in third, Fox fourth, Honeycutt in fifth. Rounding out your top five, Thomas Adams in sixth, Vergara in seventh, Bourne finishing in eighth with the wreck, Mark Randall as well in ninth, Caleb Hess in 10th, Vincent in 11th, Hollinsworth in 12th, Wright in 13th, Brendan Carroll out earlier in the night, finishing in 14th, same with Brock Whiteman and Dylan Smith, all reported out, but still get a finishing position here. Ladies and gentlemen, that means we only have one more race before we get to kick off an insane season, and that race will be the Daytona 500, the Great American Race. 200 laps, 500 miles next week. Speed Week is officially concluded with the winner of Duel 2 being Kyle Sims. We will be back here, same time, same place next week for the NARAS Cup Series. And of course, be sure to check us out wherever we go, as we also have a beautiful schedule listed. ASCRL, American Stock Car Racing League, is a new addition to the Asphalt Racing Network. We will be with them for their inaugural season this Monday about 9:05 for a green flag. Ride Time ARCA Series kicks back up next week as well on Wednesdays for the second season, and Thursdays for the first season of trucks starting at about 9:05 Eastern. Then, of course, here for the NARAS Cup Series on Fridays and the trucks on Saturdays. That will be a multi-stream on the Twitch channel and the NARAS YouTube page where you are currently watching. If you want to follow us on Asphalt Network on the Twitch, it is on the top left corner of the screen. That is where you'll find the other two leagues exclusively. Of course, on behalf of everybody here for the Asphalt Racing Network and for NARAS, we appreciate your patronage for watching the entirety of Duel 1 and Duel 2. We hope to see you next week, and before we sign off, we're going to leave you with a little inspirational video moving in to the Daytona 500.
Every family deserves to have a winner. I think it should be you.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Let them on the field. Have some heart.
That if you want some kind of a good outcome, you're going to have to work hard for it. and if you don't work hard for something, you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
You're not only winning when things are going your way. You got to figure out how to win when things aren't going your way.
You know, when you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery, or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering, you know?
But you also have to disconnect, unplug average, and plug yourself into the mindset of a winner.
Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy.
Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better.
Your biggest enemy is you. My whole book is about you battling yourself. People don't understand it's you against you. The only person that gets in your way is you. Nobody else. It's is you.
The winner does more than expected every single time, no matter how they feel, no matter the circumstances. A winner shows up 10x times more than the average person.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their notifications because they can't stick with They can't say no.
Greatness is not meant for a few chosen people. It's meant for those who persistently pursue their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up. So just a mentality, really.
If you avoid those things that are hard, if you don't accept that challenge, if you don't step up and step into that cold water, and you sit on your couch and eat Doritos, I can tell you this is not a good move. This is not a good move. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just get up. Move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Move towards that challenge and go attack it.
Then you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going, you hear me? You keep going, you're doing good, you keep going. Do not quit on me. You keep going. It hurts. I know it hurts, you keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here.